What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 46 of Week in Review. My name is Sean, and on this week's show, we're going to talk about one game, we're going to look at one limited edition item, and we'll look forward to this week's new releases. This week's game is Hitman 2. I've actually been dabbling in a few different games, but I haven't really put a ton of time into any of them. I played a little Pokemon Go, or Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, and a little bit of Battlefield 5. I like both games, but I haven't put enough time into them to really, have a full impression of them. So Hitman 2 is the game that wins. I put about 4 or 5 hours into this particular game. I played the first one, but I never really got into it. It didn't click with me. I thought it was a game that was more fun to watch than it was to play, watch other people. I felt like they were more creative or more interesting, and when I tried to play it, I felt kind of limited with my own imagination. Maybe I just wasn't being patient enough with the game. And the reason I think I wasn't being patient enough with the game is because I'm really enjoying Hitman 2. Even though it's pretty much the same game as the first one. There's minor improvements. I'm not really going to be able to tell you exactly what those are. I feel like I'm making more progress with the game for some reason. There's just something about this game that's clicking in a different way that the first one didn't, for whatever reason. I'm finding that I'm really enjoying the gameplay aspect of it, even if it does have a few drawbacks here and there. The main draw of a lot of the Hitman games is the replayability and the vast number of ways there are to complete your assassinations. In this game, for those of you who don't know, you play as an assassin named Agent 47. I almost said his name was Hitman. It's not. It's Agent 47. He has a mysterious backstory. Something's going on. There's some guy that knows about him, his backstory. Who cares? The story isn't really why I'm intrigued by this game. It's the gameplay aspects of it, and the replayability is a big factor. Because there are so many different ways to do it, it encourages you to explore levels very thoroughly and find mission stories and do all this, that, and the other thing. The replayability can be a little monotonous from time to time because you sometimes need to wait for a character to get from point A to point B, and that can take a really long time. You can use manual saves to counteract this by saving in a specific point where they've already completed the first third of what's going on, and then kind of taking it from there and completing a different story or a different way of completing the mission. That's a really good way to counteract some of the more monotonous, I really need you to just move over here, but you're not going to do that for another 5 minutes. This game is packed with content. There's tons of different ways to execute your assassinations. There's tons of different challenges, tons of different costumes to get, all sorts of different stuff. And the game has even more content if you buy Hitman 2 on a console that you own the first game on, because you can get the Legacy Pack, which remasters all of the levels from the first game and brings them into the second game, which is really, really awesome. So it's a great jumping on point because you can get the whole story for a total of $80 or so. But if you own the content pack, it's free. It has over 100 trophies. It has 2,000 gamer score. It's kind of weird that there's no platinum trophy, but hey, whatever. Each level pack on the PlayStation 4 is broken into a separate section that has 7 trophies, 1 for completing the mission, 2 hidden trophies, 1 for reaching a level mastery, another one for completing it on master difficulty, and then I think there's 2 more. There's 1 for completing all the mission stories, and then one other one that I can't think of. So there are a lot of trophies, but no platinum. The Xbox One list is fairly similar. If you are a completionist, you may want to kind of stay away from this game or use an alternate profile, because it does include all of the Hitman 1 content, and none of the trophies or achievements unlock retroactively. So just be aware if you're into that sort of thing. I don't really care. I'm never going to complete a Hitman game anyway. I'm just having a really good time playing the game. I'm having a good time meticulously looking through everything, trying to find a stealthy way to do it. Inevitably, I'll get impatient and blow the whole thing, and then everybody's mad at me and they know that I did it. I'm not super great at the stealth aspect of it, but I am really enjoying at least trying. These are very early impressions of the game. I've played the prologue mission for the second game and the first full-on mission in Miami, and I'm having a great time with it. I think it's a really, really well-made game. If you like Hitman, definitely check this out. If for some reason the first game didn't click with you, maybe give this a go and see if it works, because it did for me. After not really enjoying the first game, I'm having a really great time with this sequel. I'm looking forward to putting more time into it. This feels like a good game to just kind of pick away at, because it's broken up so clearly into different levels. So I'll go in, complete some challenges in Miami, switch over to a different game, maybe come back to the next mission, switch over to another game, come back. I'm not playing this for the story. I'm playing this because the gameplay is really, really great, and I think that's really awesome. It's packed with content, and if you never played the first one, this is a terrific jumping on point. I'm looking forward to jumping back into the world of Hitman more than I ever have before, and Hitman 2 is a great game. If you would like to watch me play this game and attempt the elusive target, you can watch a Let's Play going up on Wednesday, and we'll see how I do. I haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know if I win or lose. I'm going to guess I'm going to lose. This week's limited edition item continues our trend of holiday-themed limited edition items, and it also is our second hot chocolate-related limited edition item this season, and they are Hostess Mini Donuts. They are the hot cocoa and marshmallow flavor, and I think they had these out last year, but the frosting flavor, the marshmallow flavor of the frosting is much more pronounced this year. You can even tell in the picture. I'm trying not to wrinkle the bag too much. The picture looks very, very light, and the donuts themselves are very, heavily frosted. And if I remember correctly, these are very good. So we'll try them out, and we'll see how they taste this time around. Back to the crinkly packaging. Ooh, those smell really good. You get 6 donuts. This is the second time the donuts have been on the show. The first time was back in February, I believe, maybe January, February, something like that. And it was the strawberry donut with the chocolate frosting. I remember them very well, and they were very, very good, obviously, because I can recite from memory exactly what they were. Strawberry donuts with a chocolate something glaze. There we go. So there's a little bit better look of how they look outside of the packaging. They look kind of like the Oreo cereal, which they brought back, and they put new on the box, new Oreo O's. I'm like, no, those were around when I was a kid. You're not fooling me, okay? I'll take 7 boxes, please. So we'll try these out. These are so good. I mean, they're basically just chocolate donuts with a frosting, but there's a hint of marshmallow flavor in there. You get the idea of what it's going for. These are great. There is something about the donut, the donut frosting that leaves a weird texture in my mouth that I don't really like, but they taste so good that I don't really care. So there's that. But these are really good. These are probably the best item I've had so far. Let's see, because we have, the Mountain Dew, the M&M's, the Pop-Tarts, and then the chips. Remember the chips. Yeah, these are easily the best so far in this holiday batch of limited edition items. I found these at the shop around the corner at the bus station, and I found them in the 6-pack. I wouldn't be surprised if you found them at Safeway in the bigger bags. There you go. Hot chocolate donuts. They're very good, and you should run out and get some, because they are tasty. Tasty. Finally, on this week's show, we have the week's new releases. It is the beginning of the month, so we have a whole smorgasbord of things to get through. We'll start on Blu-ray. The Lion King is getting re-released for the roughly 73rd, 30th, and 4th time. A number so big, I can't even pronounce it correctly. Disney keeps having to come up with new editions, like Platinum Edition, Diamond Edition, Masterpiece Collection. I really like The Lion King. I don't know if I'll get it on 4K. I'll probably end up with it on 4K. A couple of movies from this year are out this week. Mission Impossible Fallout, which is a great movie I really enjoyed. Even if it is a little bit long, I had a great time with it. And Operation Finale, which was a movie I just skipped. I was interested in it, but just not enough to go to the theater. And then Baby Driver gets a limited edition steelbook version out at Best Buy. It's like a pop art version, and it's actually a really, really great looking cover. So will I buy it? Yes. When I buy it, will that mean that I have multiple copies of every single Edgar Wright movie? You bet your ass it will. This week in theaters, Anna and the Apocalypse is out. That is like a horror, Christmas, comedy, musical mashup that actually looks pretty interesting. Ben is Back is also out this week, and I think that's probably going to be a more limited release, and it'll expand over the next couple of weeks. Now for the games, which is where this week's smorgasbord really hits its stride. Lots of different stuff to cover here. Xbox Games with Gold, Cube 2 and Dragon Age 2 are both available. Dragon Age 2 is a 360 game. Those are available right now. And then, let's see, we have Never Alone, and then, that's on Xbox One. And then an Xbox original, the first Mercenaries game, is available as a free download. It doesn't have any achievements. I don't really know if it's worth going back to. If some of those original games, those original Xbox games, had achievements, I'd be more excited or willing to go back to them. But as it stands, I don't really need to. They don't have a ton of original Xbox games that haven't been remastered. Like, I don't know, it's a whole mess. So that's out. It's a surprising pick, but that's out. PlayStation Plus gets Soma and Onrush on the PlayStation 4, and then a game that has a difficult to pronounce title in Icolonosis. I don't know. There's a third game that's cross-buy on the PlayStation 4 that you can pick up this month. Xbox Game Pass also gets a few new additions. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. It's kind of weird because they listed 3 games, but none of them hit on the 1st. So we have Strange Brigade hits on the 6th. Gardens Between actually hit last week on the 29th. And then Mutant Year Zero hits on the 4th, which is its day of release. So that's actually one of the games I was going to point out in the normal game release. That's on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in Xbox Game Pass, if you're interested in that. That game looks kind of cool. It's a weird mashup of different genres. It's like an XCOM sort of RPG with a talking duck. I don't know. It looks crazy enough to catch my attention. I don't know if the gameplay will hold up for my own personal taste, but hey, that's for the 4th to decide. And then just as far as regular games are concerned, Just Cause 4, which has been a game that one of the people that lives in this apartment won't stop talking about because they're very excited for it. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is out. That game looks really cool. PUBG hits PlayStation 4, so you can be bored with the rest of the people. And then, like I said, Mutant Year Zero is out. Subnautica gets a 1.0 release. And then Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek is a prequel to Hello Neighbor that explains the backstory of the neighbor. I don't really know. I guess it's more of like a dramatic game. I don't know. The first Hello Neighbor didn't do super well and seemed to struggle critically. So that's what's new this week. Lots of good stuff across the board. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button down below so you never miss a video. While you're down there, you can leave me a comment and let me know if you tried anything from the show. Be sure to check back every Tuesday for more week in review, and we'll see you next week.